Hey guys, it's Scott here and welcome to today's Ultimate Team video for FIFA 20. I know, something a little bit different, isn't it? So today we're going to be looking at an overpowered squad builder for the Premier League as a starter team for FIFA 20 Ultimate Team. So we're going to go through each position and I'm basically going to be telling you players that I think you should be looking at for your starter squad. Sorry, I can't talk today. So excited for FIFA 20. So today we're going to do Premier League and then over the next few days we're going to do other leagues as well because I know not everybody is going to be looking for the Prem. You may be looking elsewhere in Europe, etc. So today I'm starting simple. We're going Premier League. We're going to go 4-1-2-1-2 so that I can show you a variety of players for different positions. Also showing wide players, whereas if I just choose a central formation, you're not going to see some of those starter players that may actually be really good for you. So we're going to jump straight in. And I'm just going to go through each position one by one and give you some opinions and alternatives if you don't agree with some of my choices as to who I think you should be going for. So obviously all of this is just going to be Prem. It's not going to be a hybrid of any kind. And we're going to start things off simple. Now, in a lot of cases, most of the top line for a lot of these positions you're not going to be able to afford at the start for a starter team unless you're pumping in a load of FIFA points. So we're going to wipe those out. Next step down, if you go past Fabianski, then pretty much all of these guys are exactly the same, other than their height. Farman and Pope are a little bit taller, so you could go with one of those. Now, if you go up to the 83s, Casper's too small normally, as much as I hate to say that as a Leicester fan. He's not good enough in FIFA. I would go with Rui Patricio if the 83s aren't too expensive. If not, I would go with Fabianski. Solid player, and he actually was last year as well. Good ratings, good stats, decent height, etc. He should be a good starter. Next up, we'll go to the Premier League and we'll go for right backs and right wing backs. Now, again, Kyle Walker, João Cancelo are going to be way too expensive. You're not going to be able to get them. Aspi, I don't think it's going to be good enough. So then we drop down to the next few. Now, Trent gets a hyperlink to a certain player that is going to be looked at in just a second. So I think if he didn't have that hyperlink, he probably wouldn't be anywhere near as much. But I think he's going to be expensive, not because of his stats himself, but because of the players he links to. Not including the one I'm about to show you, but also Van Dijk, Fabinho, Salah, etc. on the right-hand side. So then you drop down. I think Wan-Bissaka might be one of the most expensive right-backs in the league, purely because it's a new transfer. It's a Man U player. He's English. He's got 87 pace. Right? At the start of the year, a lot of people are going to focus purely on pace in fullbacks rather than defensive stats, heights, physicality, because we don't know what the meta of the game is going to be. And so most people will go, okay, let me just get a really quick fullback so they can get back in position, etc., etc. Now, the good thing about Wan-Bissaka is he's actually medium-high, which is rare for a defender. So that's pretty damn good, or rare for a fullback especially. You'll see a lot of them are high, medium, like Cancelo's high, medium, Trent, etc. Bellerin is high-low. So that's one reason why I wouldn't really want to go with him. Now, for me, because I think Wan-Bissaka will be more expensive, Ricky P may actually go a little bit under the radar. Even though he's top 5 right-backs in the league here on rating, he may go a little bit askew. So if you can afford him, maybe slap Ricky P in your team. And he's an absolute monster in real life. He's going to be good in FIFA as well. He's quick. He's got good dribbling, decent defensive stats, good passing stats as well, and decent physicality. If not, if you really care about pace, and that's it, you can go with Yedlin. If not, then Aurier is quite well-rounded. So is Sidibe. Also Gilbert, if you want to break off to a French league or something like that. So I'm going to slap Ricky P in there. Left back, exactly the same thing, where a lot of people are going to base it purely on pace. Now, the left-backs are nowhere near as good as right-backs in the Prem every single year. Robbo's not an elite-tier left-back, yet he's going to be expensive. Again, mainly because of his links. Digne is quite well-rounded, could be a good player, especially if you manage to get like an Anchor Chem style or something. Alonso's too slow. Shaw and Mendy are good. You could go with either of them. Rose is okay. Monreal's not going to be here. Kolasinac is the guy you go for if you want physicality and strength. He's the monster right there. Angelino's got good pace. Then you've got some well-rounded players like Bertrand, Chilwell, etc. But the player that I'm going to plonk in here is one of these. Now, I feel like all three of these are probably going to be similar price because they don't get great strong links. And that's a big thing. Because like Masuaku, if he was linking to 3 different players, like Trent, for example, like Robertson, sorry, then their price is going to increase because of that. So any of these 3 could be really good. So we're going to plonk Tierney in there because he looks good. Next up, centre-backs we are going to go for. Now, this is where it's hard to judge. Top line, you're not going to be able to afford them, right? Too high rated, too good, too good, too good. Sanchez last year was extinct at 40k for a very long time at the start of the year. So you've got to look down here. I think a little bit too slow, too slow, too slow, too slow, too slow. I think we're looking at this line. Now, Rudiger, Ake, Lindelof, all very, very solid players. And they don't have over 75 pace, which I think is a turning point for a lot of people in terms of the players that they go for. Now, the player that I've got on the thumbnail is Joe Gomez. Now, he's the tricky one. He gets the hyperlink with Trent, obviously strong links to Van Dijk, Alisson, Fabinho, and Robertson. If he isn't that expensive, this is going to be a great starter card. So, we'll have to wait and see, because a lot of people may have exactly the same idea, and he may be really expensive. And if he is, replace him with one of these other options of either Rudiger, Lindelof, Ake, or Bailly. Now again, Bailly, we don't know exactly how expensive he's going to be. You also have Zuma as an option. So I'll put him in there, so we've got basically the highest and the lowest of the affordable players that we can go in there. Next, we're going to go into CDM. Now here, obviously, you're looking at CMs and CDMs, and there's a few. Again, you're not going to have the top row. You're not going to have Fabinho. Wijnaldum, very, very good card. Very well-rounded, double 4-star, high. Probably going to be a bit too expensive, though, at the start. So you're then looking past this. These aren't really CDMs. I think there are 2 main choices. Pereira's okay if you don't care about height. I think Sissoko's going to be too expensive. However, if he's cheap, he's going to be an animal. Dukora, if you don't mind about pace, will be decent. Bakayoko's back in the league. But I think it's between, however you pronounce his name, Barmin, don't know. For Everton, very, very solid card. Even good dribbling and passing. Medium-high work rates. Or Wilf. Now, Wilf doesn't have as much pace or passing. He has got good height. He's also medium-high. He's got better defense and physicality. I'm going to go with Wilf as a Leicester fan, but I think it's between those 2. And either of them fit perfectly. I think they're going to be very, very good starter players. They're not going to be too expensive either. So I would advise going with them. Next up, we are going to go to the Premier League, and we're going to go to right-sided players. Okay? Now, you're not going to be able to get any of these guys, I don't think. Well, I don't know. Riyadh, if he's cheap, I'd love him in my starter team because he was an absolute animal last year. He was actually my favourite player on FIFA 19. Pepe could be really good. Now, a lot of people are going to use Saint-Maximin. Even though he doesn't have good shooting or passing, he's rapid. He's got great dribbling. He's 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. A lot of people are going to go for him, so I would potentially avoid doing it because he may be expensive. I think you'll be able to get Willian or Richarlison for less, right? Richarlison has better, well-rounded stats, especially the physicality. He's 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills. Willian is double 4-star. I think you should go with either of those. So I'm going to plonk Richarlison in here. And then left mid, we're going to go to the Premier League. We're going to go to position. Here we go. Now, I don't think you're going to be able to get any of the first 4 for your starter team. Fraser might be a little bit expensive as well. I've looked through a few of these. Jota, double 4-star. Decent shout. Almiron, not really. Bernard's got the skills, if you care about that the most. Pereira's quite well-rounded. Bufal's okay. Trezeguet is double 4-star. He is a decent card, okay? However, another double 4-star player with high-medium is Trossard. Now, if you look at his in-game stats, then you'll understand why I've gone with him. Very well-rounded, can even be moved centrally, and he's got a bit of everything to him. Quickly, he's the only player that I'm going to show you. But double 4-star, his stats, again, they're just well-rounded. Especially his dribbling, 92 agility. Like, I feel like he's going to be a fun card to use. Next up, we're going to go to Cam. Now, I feel like there's only a few players that you can actually really put in here that are going to be affordable at the start of the year. You can't go with these guys again. A lot of these are probably going to be too expensive, like Dele Alli. Gylfi's not quick enough. Lo Celso doesn't really have the weak foot. I personally want double 4-star or better. You may go for other players because you don't care about having a 4-star weak foot. And that's fair enough. For example, Jesse Lingard has decent stats but doesn't have double 4-star, so I would not go for him in my team. Okay? So, some people may be shouting in the comments like, why didn't you go for that guy? That's my reasons why. When I looked at these players, it was between these three for me. Right? But Lanzini doesn't have the weak foot. Ox and Maddison, for me, both have double 4-star. Now, again, the issue that I have with the Ox is he may be too expensive because of the links that he gets to all the other players. Not particularly because of his stats, even though they are very good. The other one issue with him is his stamina probably isn't good enough for a high cam. That's the problem. But that is the reason why I'm not going to put the Ox in, but he is a very good option. I'm going to go with James Maddison. Again, no Leicester bias. Maybe a little bit. But I think there's only a couple of players you can really put in there. And then strikers / centre forwards. This is a tricky one. Because it really depends on... It really depends on just how overpriced some of them are. For example, you can't go for any of the top line. Last year, Birdie was 50k. Right? So you can understand why I'm a bit sceptical of putting certain players in. So you could go with Jamie, you could go with Gabby Jesus. He was also 50k last year. Rashford's going to be expensive, so is Zaha. Haller could be a nice, well-rounded player that might not be insanely expensive. Lucas actually has like better stats than Sterling. And has very, very good in-games. So I'm sort of ignoring that line, and I'm dropping to this one. So, Jimenez, very, very well-rounded player. Batshuayi, not quite as much, but does have 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills. Wilson, very, very pacey. King, very pacey. However, Deulofeu, very pacey, also has good passing as well. Not that tall, so can't really head a ball, but has great pace and dribbling. I'm going to go with Deulofeu in my team. A nice, tricky winger come striker, pretty much. On that side. And then to partner up with him, I'm going to go for one of those others that we just looked at. And I'm going to go with Raul Jimenez. Now, he does not have the double 4-star that I would like, but he's very well-rounded. He's quite tall as well. So that is my very affordable, but probably, I would say, quite overpowered starter team for the Premier League. So let me know your thoughts. Put them in the comment section down below. Who would you pick, or who are you going to pick in your starter team for the Prem? I will see you guys tomorrow for another one of these, moving on to another European league. Hopefully you enjoyed this one though. Hit the thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.